Hey, what's up guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of my Milwaukee Ospreys franchise mode series right here on NHL 18. Consider it a Predator series if you want. At the moment, it pretty much is, as we haven't really been able to put our own spin on the team, of course, aside from the look. That said, in this episode, it's our second round matchup against the President's Trophy winning Dallas Stars. And I have to admit, after the struggles that we had against the Minnesota Wild in the last episode, I'm not exactly overwhelmingly confident in what's going to happen here. But we are at this point. Anything can happen. Hell, if we can come back from a 3-0 down and reverse sweep the Wild, anything is in fact possible. And also to note, the Admirals, of course, in the playoffs, they're up 2-0 on the Manitoba Moose in the second round, so we'll keep an eye on them. Of course, the thought of calling up Eeli Tolvanen for the playoffs was there. The Admirals have made the playoffs, and they're winning, so I don't think that I'm going to screw around with that, at least at the moment. Now, as far as the lineup goes, of course, we had some struggles. I have mixed things up a little bit, which is a little bit risky, of course, because the lineup that we had at the end of the last episode won 4 straight games. But these lines are set up with the best possible performers in mind. So Fiala, Turris, and Smith, although they did not play on the same line, were the best performers in that first round total. And of course, Craig Smith has been great for us all season. Maybe at least in terms of what I expected him to do offensively against what he's actually done. But he has been tremendous. So Fiala, Turris, and Smith is going to be the top line to start the series. Forsberg, Johansson, Arvidsson on the second line. Again, not that any of the three were terrible. I'd just say that the other three were slightly better, and that's one hell of a second line to roll out. That's basically the top line. Third line, we're going to reunite Yarncroke, Bonino, and Hartman. This combination has not worked out really at any point this season. Hopefully now they can find a little bit of magic. And the fourth line was by far our weakest line. Salomaki, Sissons, and Austin Watson were the worst 3 players statistically. So we've changed it up a little bit. We're going to go Salomaki, Ronaldo back in the lineup, and Colton Sissons. Again, if I had a call-up option, that would probably end up looking a little bit different. But for now, that's what we're going to start off with. Defensively, Josi and Ellis will now be the top pairing. Of course, Ryan Ellis in real life just got paid. That doesn't factor in to what we're doing here. That always happens, of course. We start a new series, some moves start rolling in, whether it's Ryan Ellis, Andre Kasha, whatever it may be. But regardless, Josi and Ellis, the top line, Ekholm, Subban down to the second line, and then Irwin and Weber was actually a pretty solid pairing for us in that first round over Hamhuis and Bieksa. So we'll go ahead and keep them there. The goaltender, obviously, is going to be Juuse Saros with that .929 save percentage. Pekka Rinne has yet to get an opportunity in this postseason, and he will not unless Juuse Saros slips up in a major way. And just to point out, the Admirals lineups have also been a little bit optimized in terms of rewarding the top performers on the team with that extra bit of ice time. So we will follow along with both series. Well, we'll follow along with the Admirals series, but of course the Ospreys series we'll be paying attention to, the most. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we're up against in the form of the Dallas Stars. Again, the President's Trophy winners, and it's mainly due to that top line, of course. Benn, Seguin, and Radulov. They were up there in terms of league leading in points throughout the regular season. And in the first round, I think they swept their first round matchup. They did. So 5 points in 4 games for Benn, 6 points for Seguin, only 3 points for Radulov. But as I always say, if he really gets his game going, we're in a lot of trouble. The second line, Blake Como, Jason Spezza, and Valeri Nichushkin. 5 points in the first round. That is quite scary. The third line, we have Radek Faksa with 2 goals in the first round, Martin Hanzal with 2 goals in the first round, and Brett Ritchie with 2 assists. The fourth line, Remi Elie, Tyler Pitlick, and Eric Condra. So obviously, in terms of an ideal lineup, it drops off a little bit there, particularly for the fourth line. I don't know if Elie and Condra are ideal, but they are fourth liners, they are NHLers. But that top line is just unbelievable. Defensively, it's interesting. It's not the best defense we've ever seen, but it's not miserable, we'll say. Esa Lindell and John Klingberg make up that top pairing, which is, of course, phenomenal. Second pairing begins with Mark Mathot and Roman Polak. I'd love to see this line in real life, and I suppose there's a chance that we may. Third pairing, Miro Heiskanen is with Stephen Johns. So Heiskanen up to a 77. They ended up signing him. Actually, I think he was already signed. And yeah, indeed, he is already signed. So there you go. He is there on that third pairing. The goaltender, 86 overall. Ben Bishop on the .925 save percentage. Anton Khudobin, I miss you already. The backup. No injuries, 3 healthy scratches. Devon Shore, former University of Maine product. Matthias Janmark and Jamel Smith. So that is the team. That is the team that won the President's Trophy. Are we good enough to compete? That is the question. We will get the answer here momentarily. Let's get into this. Game 1 in Dallas. Our round 2 matchup begins here and now. Let's see how we measure up to the Dallas Stars. First period, and that is the best possible start. Zach Rinaldo gets this series goal-scoring marks underway, scoring just, 2 minutes and 19 seconds if you want to be specific. Zach Rinaldo, the difference maker so far in this game. That is absolutely hilarious. They outshot us 11-8. We have the lead, though. Let's see if we can keep that up. Second period, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Craig Smith makes it 2-0. Klingberg gets them back to within 1 just 22 seconds later. And then with 4 minutes to go, Roman Josi restores that 2-goal lead. We're up 3-1, tied in shots at 18 apiece. Things are looking okay here for the Ospreys. Third period, though, anything could happen. But obviously taking a 2-goal lead into the final 20 minutes of regulation is more than ideal. So we'll see what we can do here. Power play for the Stars goes to waste. We're looking good. 7 minutes to go. Can the Ospreys hold on and hand the Stars their first loss of the postseason? I think they can. A tremendous performance. 3-1 final. 31 shots to 27. A great effort from Saros. I don't know if he'll be first star. He is with those 26 saves and a .962 save percentage. Craig Smith, your second star. Ryan Hartman up there as well. No love for Zach Rinaldo once it went beyond the point of him getting the game-winning goal. But shout out to Zach Rinaldo as well for kicking things off for us in that game. As we take Game 1 against the Stars, as mentioned, we hand them their first loss of the postseason. I do want to point out, of course, that the Admirals lost Game 3. So those lineup changes may not have paid off. We'll see how that goes. But for now, let's keep going. Game 2, can we keep up this momentum? I certainly hope so. No reason to change anything with the lines. I'm confident in our team at this point, which they say pride comes before the fall, now don't they? First period of Game 2, and it's Kelly Arncroke this time. Again, maybe someone who I didn't quite expect to get on the board. Maybe not to the same extent as Zach Rinaldo, but still, outshot 12-4. We have a 1-0 lead thanks to Kelly Arncroke. Another excellent way to start off this game on the road. Second period, not as ridiculous as the second period from Game 1. Matt Irwin made it 2-0. Jason Spezza gets it back to within 1. So, man, we are getting some good depth scoring here. Yarncroke, Ronaldo, Irwin. So looking good. We've been outshot 19-12 so far. We do have that 2-1 lead. Spezza gets them back into this game. Third period is underway. Can we go to Dallas to begin this series and walk away with a 2-0 series lead? I'm not sure how confident I'm going to be as Radulov gets his first goal of the playoffs. I'm not sure how confident I'd be considering we reverse swept someone in the first round. Nick Bonino, I'm not sure if that's a shorthanded goal. Is it enough to win the game? It is. Oh, goodness gracious. And of course, the only thing playing in my head, I think it was the Punjabi call during the playoffs, just Bonino. I might remember to put it in the episode. I might not. Then again, I might get copyright struck for that, and I'm afraid to do anything to poke the bear, known as YouTube, of course, after they just terminated the channel a few weeks back. That was almost a month ago, I think. I don't know, keeping track of time. It's difficult for me, because I view it as, is it NHL 19 time yet? Oh, it's not? Okay, I don't know what day it is. Nick Bonino, your first star, the game-winning goal, 26 saves for UC Saros, still a strong performance. Yarncroke with the goal as well. Don't look now, we have a 2-0 series lead on the Dallas Stars. We go to Dallas to begin this series and walk away with 2 victories, as that was indeed a shorthanded goal for Nick Bonino, assisted by Subban and Sisson. So Craig Smith nearly cost us the game after Ekholm ended up costing us that tying goal. Radulov scoring on the power play. Was not enough, though. 3-2 final in Game 2. Things are looking good for both teams now, as the Admirals have a 3-1 series lead after a 2-0 shutout victory over the Moose. Things are looking very good for this organization, top to bottom. Tanner Jeannot is back in the lineup already. Jeannot. I'm going with Jeannot, don't you know? Game 3 in Milwaukee. No reason to really change anything up about the line combos. I mean, aside from maybe like the 4th line, but I think we're good. We're winning games. We're looking good. We're feeling good. Can we keep up this momentum? The home team has yet to win in the series. We need to change that fact. First period of Game 3, and for the first time, first period of Game 3, and for the first time in the series, the first period is scoreless. We outshot them 11-10, and to be honest, that scares me a little bit, that we couldn't get that first period goal to pick up that early momentum. Second period, I feel better, though. Don't know why, I just feel better. Craig Smith, 2 minutes and 1 second into the second period, and then Ryan Ellis, 1 minute and 4 seconds later. 2 quick goals for the Ospreys. Smith and Ellis, we're up 2-0, outshooting them 23-15, heading into the final period of regulation. We're looking good. We are looking very, very good. Third period, let's go. Can we get that one insurance goal? And boy, we're going to need it now. Jason Spezza scores on the power play. We have a power play of our own, and we capitalize. It's Ekholm. Maybe not who I would have expected to score on the power play. We're back up by 2. We're halfway through the period. Another power play for the Stars goes to waste. That might not be enough, though. Radek Faksa with 3:14 and Radulov. Now you see why I don't try to get overhyped, because that happens. Wow. 2 goals in under 2 minutes. The Stars strike from out of nowhere, and we are going to overtime here in Game 3. I thought with the Ekholm goal and a wasted power play around the 10-minute mark that we were good to go. That is not the case. Faksa and Radulov get the job done as we go to overtime. If I had to guess, I mean, we need Philip Forsberg to step up. Philip Forsberg or Tyler Seguin. That's the guess. Overtime here in Game 3, and Jamie Benn scores under 3 minutes in, and the streak continues of the home team not having won a game in this series, but that is a very, very difficult pill to swallow, as we allow 2 goals in under 2 minutes and then lose in overtime. That is not good. Roman Josi with the hat trick of assists was not enough for us. A rough game for UC Saros from the final 5 minutes onward. Finishes with an .862 save percentage. We let that game slip away from us, and allowing a team that has been able to do what Dallas has been able to do, allowing them back into a series, not a good idea. Same thing for the Manitoba Moose, I would say, as we weren't able to close out the series in Game 5. That series is at least going to 6, but we were that close. We were within minutes of having that commanding 3-0 series lead, and instead, The Stars are on the board. They're back to within one game of tying this series, and we are in just a tad bit of trouble. Now, while I'm tempted to make some lineup changes here, because I really don't feel like the top six has been all that effective, I'm going to stick to what we have so far, to what we've been rolling with so far in this series. Hopefully, we can get the job done. But I hope that in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so from now, I'm not sitting here regretting that I didn't change the lineup for Game 4. It's time. First period, we need a win. We cannot let Dallas back into the series. First period, once again scoreless, but I consider that a major victory for us because they outshot us 16-5, yet we are still tied. So there's a positive spin to that, I guess. We got dominated that period, but we did not allow a goal. Second period, it's a goal apiece this time. So Colton Sisson scores 1 minute and 9 seconds. Congrats. Thanks for finally, showing up after you had a tremendous regular season. Unfortunately, Stephen Johns scores with 57 seconds to go in the period. Shots are now 24-19. We're tied at 1 apiece on the scoreboard. And now is where I get to be a little bit nervous as we go to the third period. Will we take a 3-1 series lead back with us to Dallas, or will the series be tied? Ryan Hartman restores the lead. We waste a power play opportunity, 8.5 to go. Power play for the Stars. That's also killed off. 3.5 to go. Can we hold on? Late power play chance has gone to waste, but it does not matter. We have become the first team in the series to win a game on home ice. Ryan Hartman steps up. Not the best season from him. Is he worth the first round pick to us in this series? Maybe, maybe not. But he does get the game-winning goal of Game 4. Somehow we come back from being outshot, 16-4, 16-5, to outshooting them 35-31 total and winning 2-1. We take that 3-1 series lead with us to Dallas for Game 5. It's our first opportunity to close out the series. Saros with a .967 save percentage. Hartman with the game-winning goal. And we are in a pretty good spot. Question is, my biggest question, what's happening with the Admirals? And they have won it. They have won it. The Admirals are moving on to the conference final. They dispatched the Eagles in 5. They dispatch of the Moose in 6. So there we go. The AHL team performing at a very high level right now, which is not what I would have expected, especially with the goaltending that we're starting. They don't have the best goaltending, but they're doing quite well. Both teams 7-4. We're hopeful that the Ospreys can join the Admirals in the conference final. This is our first opportunity to do so. And again, I can't help but think maybe I should change up the lines, but I'm not going to do so. For Game 5, we're back in Dallas. We haven't lost in Dallas. Can we keep that streak going? Can we end this series and punch our ticket to the conference final? Let's find out. First period is once again scoreless, and once again they outshoot us quite heavily. 13 shots to 5. Again, though, scoreless. We're looking okay. I consider that a minor victory for us. Second period, that is a major victory for us. Kyle Turris, 54 seconds in to the period, and then Ryan Ellis gets one just minutes later. They're outshooting us 23-19. We're up 2-0. Heading into the third period, we're 20 minutes away from winning this series in 5 games. I can't help but think it's going to go poorly. We've seen this team blow a 2-goal lead in a matter of minutes. We're not out of the woods yet. We have 20 minutes of effort to give to close out this series. Another goal would be great, and there we go. Radulov brings them back to within 1. We're halfway through the third period. They're still outshooting us heavily. Power play opportunity for the Stars goes to waste. 5 minutes left. Can we hold on? Can Jussi Saros shut the door? Roman Josi with the empty netter. And somehow, some way, we go from having to reverse sweep the Minnesota Wild to eliminating the President's Trophy winners in 5 games. This game, this sim engine, this team is a mystery. They say evolution's a mystery. I disagree. The Milwaukee Ospreys / Nashville Predators are a mystery. The LA Kings have a 3-2 series lead on Calgary, so it's looking like it might be the Kings in the next round. Washington's in the conference final. They'll be playing either Tampa or Boston. Go figure. Had it just been the Penguins instead of the Rangers, right? It would have been accurate. Roman Josi, 14 points in 12 games now, leading this team in points. Kevin Fiala up to 9 points now. Not too shabby. The 11-point total for Kyle Turris and 9 points for Craig Smith. Forsberg, if I recall, only has like 1 point in that round. 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points for Johansson, 6 points for Arvidsson. I really don't know if that second line was all that effective. We might have to look at changing that up. But then again, we're winning. We're winning. 4 points for Jarnkrok, 6 points for Bonino, 6 points for Ryan Hartman. And then the fourth line, I mean, 2 goals for Salomaki, he's a -3. The 1 goal for Ronaldo, and 4 points for Sissons, he's a -2. So again, that fourth line not exactly firing on all cylinders. Defensively, though, Roman Josi, 14 points and a +9. 6 points and a +9 for Ryan Ellis. Ekholm, 5 points but a -3. PK Subban, who led our team in points in the regular season, only 2 points. He's a -2. The NHL 19 cover boy needs to get on his game because we need you, PK. We need you. If we are going to somehow get past either the LA Kings or the Calgary Flames, we need you. So let's go. Get it together, please. The third pairing, though, still doing pretty well. Matt Irwin now with 2 goals. He's a +5. No points for Yannick Weber. He's a +6, though. I am fine with that. And then the goaltender, UC Saros, 12 appearances, 8 wins, a 2.01 GAA with a .933 save percentage. There was some doubt as to whether or not he could carry the weight at this point in time. He's getting the job done, though. And again, we haven't had to look towards Pekka Rinne so far in this postseason, but anything could happen. And please, if you end up between the pipes, don't let me down. I'm begging you. This is your time to shine because this is probably your last season here. The team's looking okay. We have some question marks, but at the very least, we're winning. We are going to the conference final. The question is, who are we playing in the conference final? Is it going to be the LA Kings? I believe it is. Well, that's at least the AHL conference final. Who are the Admirals playing? It's going to be the Bakersfield Condors. Connor Brickley leading that team. Our team in points, as we'll be going up against Bakersfield. Can we get confirmation? Is it LA? It is not. It is not, I believe. Oh, no, okay. LA is up 3-2 anyway. Okay, I thought for sure that would have meant Calgary had won. Yeah, it's not the case. So we'll go ahead and sim game 1 here between the Admirals and the Condors. And now I'm pretty sure game 7 has been forced. And the Admirals take a 1-0 lead off a 1-0 victory in game 1. Rochester and Springfield, the worst team in the history of the AHL, are in the Eastern Conference Final. Will we get to Game 2? We will. So I imagine 100% now, it has to be, LA and Calgary are going to Game 7. Who will it be? Who will the Ospreys play in the conference final? And will the Milwaukee Admirals take a 2-0 series lead? Please? Pretty pleased? Yes, they will. So from a 1-0 victory to a 6-3 victory, the Admirals are 2 games away from a conference final. And in the next episode, the Milwaukee Ospreys will take on the LA Kings. We have home ice advantage as well. We'll be playing the Kings in the conference final. We're halfway there. 8 wins down, 8 to go. We can't look ahead. We can't look beyond the Kings. Also, Washington-Tampa has a conference final in the East. We can't look beyond the Kings. Let's see what happens in the next episode. Let me know if there's anything we should do lineup-wise or whatever else. I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, we're halfway there. We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. You know the deal. Support the video. Support the channel. Support me. Support my dog. She's cute. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.